Welcome back, y'all. We've got ourselves an awesome race today for the Super Mario World No Cape No Star World Tournament hosted by SpeedGaming. My name's Wade Carrick, and today we've got Shadyforce versus the Dotsarecool. This will be an awesome round 2 matchup in our finals bracket. So these guys are going to get started any second now. We're going to go ahead and kick this off quick. So you guys start throwing some good lucks in chat, because if it's anything like I think it's going to be, this is going to be a crazy race. And they are off. They have very similar PBs. Dot's clocking in at a 35.20. And Shadyforce has a 35.37, I believe. Those are off the top of my head, so I believe those are correct. And in a race format, they've been dropping very similar times. So this is one I was really worried about in bracket predictions, figuring out who was going to win. I'm stoked to see these two guys run, though. They're very evenly matched. And it's fine that Shady's timer is not synced because they hit that at the exact same time, which you will always hit at the exact same time if you're a decent runner. So we now know that they are synced up. So you guys help me fight off the chat that comes later on in the race asking why he doesn't have a timer. Because we know it's all synced up. We're on the inside track here. I appreciate the well wishes on my birthday. Turning 31 today. I'm 1 year older than this game, which is having its 30th anniversary later on this year. I believe early November is when this game came out. So it's pretty exciting that 30 years later we're still having awesome tournaments about this, and like the community just keeps growing. Going through this level here, I don't think we'll see any shell jumps, possibly from Dots. Wow, Dots goes for it and gets it. Great job. That's going to net him just one in-game second, just a hair. You guys can see he's ahead by just a hair. Let's see if he can hold on to that slight lead coming through Iggy's Castle, which is coming up next. Now this is really tight cage management, so let's watch them after this jump right here and see how quickly they can manage their way through this hallway. Identical. Two identical Iggy Castles. Except for Shady missed his door. He got himself a 280 coming through the door as opposed to Dots' 281. When you hear me bring up in-game timer a lot, I'm not talking about the RTA timer down at the bottom by their names. I'll always be referring to the timer up at the top of the game feed that's in yellow. So Dots has made it to Iggy first. Both of them doing jump kills. I find it odd how many times I've seen that kill done in this finals bracket. These boys looking good, coming out of World 1. It's easy peasy. It's the same in almost every category. They've all done this 1,000 times. But now things are gonna kinda switch up in Donut Plains 1. Typically they would go for a cape in this level and start flying over everything, but they don't really get to do that in this category. As the title of the category suggests, they're not going to be able to use Star World to get to Bowser quickly, and they're not going to be able to utilize the cape at all. If these guys do grab a cape, they have to immediately take a death at the earliest they can. So So they're not going to get disqualified or anything, but they do have to take a death, and that can be pretty damaging to a run. Nice. Dot's using that Yoshi to get up there. This might be the first race we've seen him not bounce off a shell with the Yoshi to bring the Yoshi up with him. So this is a change in strats we're seeing for him now that he's reached the bracket stage. This level's pretty straightforward. They're just going to be swimming their butts on over to items to grab. That's going to double Mario's speed. So you see they'll grab those blocks early when they can. Switch it out for a P-switch, because that's not going to run out. Do a little swimming under the level. He's getting out of there with the 240. Very nice. Shady getting that 39. Dropped the P-switch a little early, but not a big deal. You can see Dots' lead is slowly growing, but we are only in Donut Plains. There is a lot of Mario left. A typical run of this will run anywhere from about 35 to 37 minutes. So they have about a half hour left to maintain their lead or eat into the other. Nice job bouncing off that boo to get up to the secret door. But now it's time for the scary level. This Donut Plains 3, as I always say, has by far seen the most deaths by runners in this tournament. Very sketchy level no matter which way you cut it. Looks like both of them going in flower. Shady doing his patented vine strat. We've seen this strat save a lot of lives throughout the tournament. Dot's just going ham and doing the legit strat. He was able to avoid death. He has to slow down right there, so this might mean Shady can get into that lead, or not get into the lead, but eat into Dot's lead a little bit, keeping P-speed all the way through. But man, that vine still just cost him time. He still lost 2 in-game seconds by using that vine strat. It's pretty wild to see it in perspective like that. I would have thought it would have just about evened out, but not even close. So this level they're going through, they're going to pick themselves up a Yoshi. And this Yoshi's going to help them a few levels down the road. You'll see Dots do that early scroll right there so he can eat that flower, get himself a backup. Shady as well, grabbing a backup flower here in Donut Plains 4. Watch for the Yoshi toss right here. Right at the very end of the level, they're going to jump and toss. The reason you do that is there's a big chance that Yoshi can just fall straight in that pit. So you want to throw him forward a little bit, make sure he gets to the other side, because he's your buddy. And you would never leave a Yoshi behind, right? You would never throw him into a pit, right? Oh my god! Dots almost got the cycle skip, getting that wall jump on the right-hand side. I guess it's not... yeah, that's... wow. That was really cool. We've only seen that from Lost Core so far in the tournament. He was able to get up there. Dots, unfortunately, was not. But man, that's cool to see. You never see anyone do a wall jump there. Yeah, the wall jumps are absolutely frame and pixel perfect. So it's doubled up. You gotta jump into the wall right where 2 tiles meet. Have your sub-pixel, you know, on a good value. Jump in right between 2 tiles, and then on the frame you lock in right in between those 2 tiles, you then have to jump. Some wall jumps have easier setups than others, but nothing will take away the fact that they are both frame and sub and pixel perfect. What does make it fortunate is all these wall jumps that you'll see are typically at the beginning of rooms, to where like sub-pixels don't really matter. You're set up the way you need to be just from walking into the room. We're going through Vanilla Dome 1 here. You're going to see them jump up into one of these turn blocks here, grab a shell, and they're going to use that to get rid of these beetles. And then use that same shell to fly up to the secret exit. So that's one use of Yoshi, helping them get up to an exit. The second example you'll see of Yoshi helping them out is in this next level they're going into. Watch how Dots climbs as quick as he can up to the top, and when he can't go any higher, he throws Yoshi. Gets through that choke point beautifully. Let's see if you can keep this screen going. Very nice. It can actually be pretty hard to keep those green beans spawned and keep the camera going. Dots getting out of there with a 276 as opposed to Shadyforce's 275. He stopped a little bit on the green pipe just to ensure he would have the green bean spawns he wanted. Now we're moving up on top of Vanilla Dome. Vanilla Secret 2's got a lot of enemies to bounce on, and this can be a pretty interesting level. You either do it perfectly or you mess up like 10 times. You see Dots holding on to that shell that he spit and re-grabbed. He's hopefully going to be using that at the end of the level here to get rid of a chuck. That's kind of been an issue for a lot of players. Good spit, good getting rid of that chuck. And he's going to get out of there with that 258. Same with Shady. He's definitely fighting for his position. Now in Vanilla Secret 3, we get to hang out with some dolphin friends. It's very similar to VS2 in the fact that you just try to stay up on top of the enemies as long as you can. Dot's also showing off that in the Japanese version you can actually eat the dolphins. It is not a feature in the US or PAL version. Now we've made our way into Vanilla Fort, where these guys really just have to swim super slow to get to the Reznor fight. I always said that this level really like poses no danger, but as soon as I said that last time, the runner took damage. So I'm just gonna say that this level is super intense, even though we know it's not. Dots has made his way into the second room. He'll be reaching the Reznor fight soon, and that's where it just really amps up for just a quick moment. Reznor's been a real jerk to these runners throughout the tournament. He's got quite the body count. As you can see, those Reznors are just covered in teardrop tattoos. They did take away one of Dots' flowers. It shouldn't hurt him too bad. He's still got the flower he needs. Oh, Shady! Taking a jump he definitely should not have. He's going to take a death in that Reznor fight and really open up that gap. But, guys, calm down. Here's what he was really trying to do. Shady is known as a very selfless person, a very generous person, and he wanted to make sure that you guys had the maximum exposure to Butterbridge 1 possible. So he went ahead and let Dots go first, so we can check out the gorgeous scenery in Butterbridge 1, and when Dots is wrapping it up, we'll get Shady in there to really maximize the effect. So great job from Shady. That's a very generous thing he just did for us. He is small, and that is terrifying no matter what level you're in. And also when you're in the Reznor fight small, like those platforms can really just like jerk you around. Like literally just teleport you downward and shoot you in the lava. But Shady got out of there just fine, and he also will be moving on to the best level ever made. Butterbridge 1 looks nice and balmy out there today. It's always perfect weather in Butterbridge 1. I've never seen it rain in this level. I gotta say, I just saw Dots count down when the blocks would stop spinning by using the coin block, and that was ultra instinct impressive right there. Alright, Dots about to leave Butterbridge 1, making sure he was just killing some of the citizens real quick. Kinda scared me, almost left Yoshi behind. You know, Yoshi saw Butterbridge 1 and he just didn't want to leave. He wanted to make sure he stayed there forever. Shady Force as well, going on a murdering spree in downtown Butterbridge 1 right now. Police are en route. Unfortunately, it is an auto-scroller, so the police will never catch Mario. Oh, sniped from the tower. Dots is now making his way through not Butterbridge 1, where he needs to grab this blue shell and just kind of fly above the level. These chubby cheeks. Ooh, Shady scaring me with this Butterbridge 1. It looked like for a second he wanted to redo the level. He is looking good though, and he's going to exit out and go to Butterbridge 2 as Dots has moved on to Ludwig's Castle. All three rooms of this are sketchy, so watch him just go crazy past those bone chains. Now he's got to deal with the Potaboos in room 2, trying to sneak his way underneath them. Nice. He's going to move on to the door that holds the cages. And let's see how his cage work is. He looked really good in Iggy's Castle during his previous cage section, but this one is a whole different beast. He is looking good though. Nice work. Nice work. 250 door. And once again, just 2 fireballs in 1 jump will get rid of that Koopa Kid. Shady being smart about it, grabbing himself a flower before he hits Ludwig's Castle. He's flying over Butterbridge 2, and he'll be joining in the castles shortly. Dots is going to go to a little cutscene before he hits Forest of Illusion. And Forest of Illusion is where this run really turns up. So while Dots does have a very solid lead right now, it's not guaranteed. I've seen better runners lose better leads. Me. I'm talking about me. Alright, Dots has now entered Forest of Illusion. He's got his Yoshi, he's got a Fire Flower. You're probably going to see him pick up a backup Fire Flower halfway through the level here. I've always been better than Dots. I'm the best runner ever. I'm clearly the smartest runner, having been the only one not really to sign up for a no-cape tournament. To me, that equates to better. Nice use of that shell, Dots. If you, ooh, I was about to say, if you can just get past the Hammer Bro. That Hammer Bro has been the gatekeeper for so many runners. So Dots has now entered the level that kind of matters the most, especially going through Forest of Illusion. Let's see how these Yoshi clips treat him. Watch as he dismounts up top, remounts by the inside corner. Unfortunately, he does get kicked out. If he had the right sub-pixel set and did everything right, there's still only a 75% chance of getting that clip. So, he could have just been on the wrong frame, got his 25, kick out, and then got in on that second attempt. Good job going for that left-hand clip, though. As always, you'll see these runners grab an item so that they can go as fast as they can through the level. He actually pops up after he grabs the key. Alright, Shady is now out of Forest of Illusion 1 after upgrading his old ride to a new lease. He's going to be heading into Forest of Illusion 2 with that 2020 Escalade. You know, he had that 2019, it was nice, but he wanted that 2020. Dots tearing through Forest 3 right now. Shady getting that first clip. That's definitely going to help him. Little hiccup on that block from Dots, but honestly, you get the wall jump, you mess up as much as you want in this level, because you still get all the swag points in the world. Now Shady's coming out of Forest of Illusion 2 with a 238. And Dots is going to the most boring castle introduction that's ever existed. Roy is the most unimaginative Koopa kid. He's just gonna have to sit there and just ride the block snake all the way till he gets to his destination. That little scroll right there was to hopefully make sure one of those Potaboos don't get caught up on the bus. And then he's gonna take a jump, take purposeful damage, re-grab his second flower, and jump out of that spike pit right before his iframes run out. Did a really good job with that. That's some sketchy jumps from him there in the second section. Alright, so he is out of Roy's castle. Shady just entered. Hopefully Shady's able to catch up somewhere in Chocolate Island. Not so we can have a good race, but because I haven't lost a bracket prediction yet, and like hell am I gonna lose one now. Dot's making his way through Chocolate Island 1. This can be a pretty tough level. There's a lot of obstacles in your way, so like if you just get a little out of sync with what your muscle memory's telling you, you can have a bad time. Nice bounce off that chuck there. Everyone always thinks that's accidental, but that's very much on purpose. And a 258 from Dots. Going through this ghost house is so spooky. That fishing boo above you, all these Eries around you. He's playing it race safe, jumping over that hole to get into the door. I gotta say, I agree with that decision entirely. Shady's looking good through Chocolate 1. looking real good through chocolate 1. That's going to help him bite into a little bit of that time. Dots is barely budging though. He's having a few hiccups here and there, and Shady's taken advantage of every one of them in the past few levels. But I feel Dots is going to play really strong on this level. There's not too much to this level. You just kind of get your butt to the end. Very nice. Getting out that 269. Shady getting that spooky door. That is not race approved, young man. And he's gonna miss a door. The doors have teamed up on him now. Dot's doing a nice job using that Buzzy Beetle to get rid of that football and chuck at the beginning. It's definitely the recommended strat in a race. Weird. Dots is not going for any of the spin jump P speed strats or anything. He's just going to slide through every one of those. He's now in a pretty scary room though, so I'm going to keep an eye on Dots as he manages these spinies and chucks in room 3. Because this room has not been friendly to a lot of people lately. And there's also a section at the very end of the level where it could eat your jumps. And I know Dots knows how to handle that, but I've seen it happen to people who know how to handle it as well, so I get real worried. You'll see. Did you see Dots right there? And that pillar to last, he did like a little turn back, killed all of his speed, and then jumped the last 2. That's exactly where it eats your jumps. So he played it smart by ensuring he would get the jump. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about race-safe strats. Dots' entire run has been essentially that. Really cool tricks and race-safe strats. And I feel anyone who really does race-safe strats, that's what's going to give you the win. Nice damage there to get that crusher skip. It's kind of weird taking it on that saw. Worried me for a second that he might get crushed, but fortunately that saw was there to help him out. Oh, and almost ran into another crusher. Don't play games with my heart. Shady lost his P-speed because he corner clipped an item box. That's gotta hurt because that's gonna slow him down the rest of the level. You ain't getting that P-speed back. She gone. Dots is now in the windy fight. Getting good setups. 3 for 3'd it. He's going for a Yoshi. Oh, he's going for a windy clip. Did not get it though. If you want to win my heart, do a windy clip. Shady's now going through Wendy's castle. Super sketchy level. I'm terrified for him right now. He was able to get that crusher skip. Such a scary trick every time I see it. Beautiful room 1. He's going to move on to room 2. Nice bounces off the hot heads and little sparkies there. Beautiful room 2. Shady killed that Wendy's castle. He's just got to hope that this fight goes right for him. Dots is making his way through sunken ghost ship right now. It's a very long and slow level. Unfortunately, Shady's going to be in a cutscene, so we have to watch it, I guess. But what he's hoping for is a ghost boo ring despawn, where at the end of this room there's 2 boo rings, right? Keep in mind there are 2. And he's hoping to despawn one or both of them. Typically you just see the one. So boom, there's no boo ring right there where there should be. But there's the second boo ring. He's going to probably damage boost through. He scared me for a second because he slowed down on his damage boost. I was worried he's going to run out of iframes by the time he reached the bottom of the boo ring, but he's looking good. Shady now swimming through the sunken ghost ship, while Dots is wrapping it up, getting to the bottom and grabbing his orb. So Dot's taking that early lead, especially in Vanilla Fortress. He's held on to it the whole time, barely making any mistakes. He's now made his way to the final world. If Shady's gonna catch up, it has to be in the Valley of Bowser. So this is real tense for everyone, especially my bracket predictions. This is all about me. I hope you guys know that. Dot's doing a good job making his way through those moles. Being small really helps in this level to just get above and around things. So Dots is getting out. Shady's gonna grab his, what's it called? Help me out here, guys. That's right, orb. So Shady's gonna be joining Dots in the Valley of Bowser, who's currently going through Valley of Bowser 2. Look how tight this is. He's up tall on these platforms. He could get stuck in any of those chambers. Those bats wanted him. He said no. He got through that room one just fine. Let's see if he goes for Sandbar. Pay attention to Dots' screen because he could go for a really cool clip right now if he wanted. And he gets the Sandbar. He goes for the Sandbar with that kind of lead and nails it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Defying death right there, right as that Sandbar came up to crush him against the ceiling. He took that one tile spin jump. He got about 2 to 3 frames, and that third frame isn't consecutive with the first two. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous trick, and this run depends on it. If you're going for PBs, it's just awful. He was also able to get that orange jump on top of the ceiling, meaning he had either a 48 or 49 speed out of the 3 oscillating values Mario has. He's just on a tear. I mean, what can you do in this situation? Someone pulls an early lead and then just starts murdering. Now it's time for Shady. Let's see if he goes for the Sandbar. He's running up to it. Oh, he slid out of it. He probably went for it, but wasn't able to get it. Fortunately did the strat where you survive if you miss it. Like, over half the people die whenever they miss it, so at least he kept his life. Dot's almost plunking in that spaghetti sauce. You see him stop real quick. He didn't want to continue with P-Speed after that. Very nice Reznor fight. He's going to be heading towards the Bowser fight. Shady's still stuck in Valley of Bowser 2. Dots has just been on an absolute tear this run. That's exciting. Wow. Look at the time right now. So he's going to be hitting this this red door at 3:12 or 33:12. An optimal Bowser fight takes something like 2 minutes and 2 seconds, which would put him about 5 seconds ahead of PB. Because he has a 33:20, and he has the ability to get a 33:15 here. Or he has the ability to get a 35:15. My apologies. So let's see how his Bowser fight goes. But he's sitting pretty. There's not much that could have been done. Like I said, Shady's PB is a 35:37. if someone's gonna beat you and they smash your own PB with the win, it's hard to do. 2 out of 2 Reznor fights, Shady's gonna take a death. Being small Mario definitely did not help him out. Oof, he almost ran straight into that dry bones too. Dots is now going for the ball skip, where he's going to grab himself a Mecha Koopa, run over to the right side as Bowser drops the first ball, throw up, and hit him with that Mecha Koopa. He hit him at the perfect time, which means Bowser's not going to drop his second bowling ball. He's going to go straight to Mecha Koopas. Shady taking another death, running into the Crusher, as Dots is now going to be moving into his third and final phase. An unfortunate ending for Shady, who really worked hard to try to get his lead back. You know, besides those Reznor fights, he had a killer run. Did everything he could on that one. So you'll see Dots do that little hit through the clown car, makes him bounce 5 times as opposed to 8. Another little shortcut right there. And he got that final hit. It will be the 15 I said it would be. Oh, it was! I'm so good. Also, Dots is so good. He is going to be the winner of this matchup. So you guys throw out some big GGs for him. Great work from Dots. That is a 5-second PB right there. Maybe a high 4, because I know he had a 3520, but I'm not sure what the milliseconds were on that. So I mean, for the sake of argument, let's just call it 5 seconds. He had a fantastic run, and he did race-safe strats, which was wild. There were some stuff that, like, I can't believe he PB'd. That's insane. What a great run. Shadyforce is now in the Bowser fight. Quite a bit before he was scheduled to be. That last 4 just wasn't agreeing with him, but, you know, it's no Cape, no Star World, that happens. He still put on a hell of a show today. This was a great race. It was pretty tense. I thought Shady was going to catch up at any moment, but Dots did not budge. Yeah, but the wall jumps are free. They're at no cost to the runner. I mean, sure, people could argue that Force 3 wall jump will cost the runner something, but those are penny pinchers. A lot of penny pinchers out there. Shady went for his ball skip, accidentally dropped the Mecha Koopa as opposed to throwing it, so he didn't get the ball skip. He's gonna have to deal with Bowser 2 balls right there. And get himself another Mecha Koopa as he throws that one up and gets himself into phase 3. So now he'll be moving on to his third and final phase. He's not going to be able to get the second skip too, which is throwing it up through the clown car in phase 3. He's going to have to wait on all 8 bounces. So now you'll see those bounces going down. He's going to have to rely on both Mecha Koopas hitting here in phase 3. I'm not counting him out yet. He is small Mario in a Bowser fight. And Lady Luck has not been on his side. But fortunately, he got that kill. GG's to Shady. So great job from both of our runners here. Dots is going to move ahead. Let's go ahead and check this out. Dots will be moving on to face Calco in his round 3. Oh, sorry, I was looking at my prediction. Pretend I didn't say that because Calco and Storster still have to race. I'm not giving y'all spoilers. They're either going to face Calco or Storster. Sorry, Storster. Let's go ahead and drag these guys in here for an interview. Hey, GG, y'all.
Good game. I've been that nervous in forever.
Right? I mean, first off, 31 exits. That's quite the accomplishment, right?
I know, right?
Yeah, I can't believe you PB'd on that. That was insane. Yeah, I was saying earlier, like, you didn't give up an inch on that one, man. There's like a few hiccups, minor hiccups here and there, but nothing touched you, really.
Oh, thanks. Good game. Dude, I think basically most of those tiny mistakes were just race nerves, because I haven't, like, other than this tournament, I haven't actually speedrun the game in a very long time. So it's been a very long time since I've been on good pace, and it was just nerves.
Dude, yeah,
Not used
there's
to that.
race nerves, there's PB nerves, and then there's the race PB nerves, which is just, dude, I get shaky hands, I start sweating.
Oh, yeah.
And big GG's to you too, Shady. I mean, if it weren't for those red Nors, you would have had a hell of a run yourself.
Yeah, I think I actually had a really good run apart from that. I don't think I would have quite beat 35-15 because I didn't get sandbar. But apart from the two Reznor fights, I mean, I probably was right there. I probably could have PB'd myself, got a 35-20 something.
I guarantee you totally could have, because yeah, right after that Reznor death, it was kind of like it just lit a fire under your ass, and you just charged through everything else.
Yeah, I kept looking at the restream, and Dots just wasn't doing anything wrong, and I was like, well, I mean, I need him to mess up somewhere, but he's not. He doesn't look like a guy who's going to mess up. He's so solid everywhere. So, I mean, yeah, that's just the way it goes. Reznor fights sometimes.
At least through
just
Forest and Forest and Chocolate Island, you can usually depend on like something happening. But yeah,
yes, but not today.
Yeah, I think when I glanced the restream, I never saw you actually mess up either. It was only just replaying a level after being small. So I figured that Reznor is probably the culprit.
Yeah, like what happened was I had a weird fireball, so I kind of bailed out of the normal strat. And then I was like, okay, I'll just play it safe, and I'll do that thing where I'll get the little fast fourth hit in. And I never fall in the lava after hitting that, because it always moved me a bit to the left. But today I just went straight down, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, it does like kind of give you a boost to the left back to the platform, but you didn't at all. Like you just hit the bottom of the thing and went straight in that sauce. It was definitely an unfortunate death. And the second one, the second Reznor death in Valley of Bowser, like you were small Mario. They're bullies, man.
Dude, Reznor with Small Mario is so scary.
Yeah, because they'll just throw you around like a rag doll.
Yeah, when I got hit in Vob Fort, like that's what I was most worried about. Not the fact like, oh, I have to do the rest of this level small. If I touch one of these spikes, I'm gonna die. It was more like, oh crap, now I have to do Reznor small.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Valley Fort, I wasn't too bothered. It was mostly because I was looking at the restream to see if Dots was going to PB or not at that stage. I thought the race was done by then, so I'm not really too worried about what happened in Valley Fort. I think the damage was done in Vanilla Fort.
Yeah, that does mean Dots are going to move on to round 3 to face off against either Calco or Storster. So that could be pretty stacked.
Yeah. The feeling I'm not going to be in the tournament for much longer.
Hey man, you just keep crushing PBs. I think Calco's only real run was like a 40-minute run. That's because he went all castles, no cape.
I gotta convince him to do all castles again for our race.
Wait! What? You wouldn't agree that for me? You'll agree it for Calco? Damn,
well, you know, it's Calco. It's Calco, man.
No, I wouldn't agree to both of us doing all castles, no cape. I would agree to the other person doing all castles, no cape.
Oh, okay. Well, you do the no cape, no Star World.
Exactly.
Well, I should have done that this one, because there's no Reznor fights in all castles, no cape.
Oh,
you might have had a better run, yeah. All right, well, GG's once again to both of y'all. Have you got anything for us before we head out?
Dude, I got 2 wall jumps.
Yeah, you did. That was pretty cool. You got the one in Morton's Castle and Forest of Illusion 3. I don't think you didn't get up there for Morton, right?
No, like I got the wall jump and then wasn't able to get
Okay.
in between in the hole. Even if
I
I,
mean, a wall
would
jump's a wall
though,
jump.
it's like basically impossible to actually save the cycle. So it's mainly for swag at that point.
I mean, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Wins or whatever, but swag points, woo! I saw you going for that windy clip too.
Yep.
Should have happened. That's the ultimate winner. And Shady.
Yeah, just good luck in your next race, Dots. Now, if you'll excuse me, guys, I'm going to go play some Link to the Past now. Now that I don't have to play this anymore, not for a little while, not until the summer.
Well, maybe, maybe. Keep your eyes peeled, man. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for doing the tournament. Unfortunately, Shady does get eliminated for the tournament. Got all the way to round 2 in the finals bracket. So he did a great job. Put out some big GGs and hearts for him in chat. You guys make sure to tune in on February 28th because we've got 2 great races for y'all. First one's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Storster versus Calco to decide who goes up against Dotsarecool. And later on in that evening at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, we have Seathorn versus Dact. I highly recommend that you guys tune into that one. That will
Both of those sound like they're going to be good.
Yeah, it is going to be a great race. So you guys, stay up late, make some popcorn, and I'll see y'all for that one. By the way, I think that's going to do it for us here at the Super Mario World No Cape, No Star World Tournament. You guys follow the bracket, follow the runners, and I'll see y'all for the next one.